Welcome back to Cinema Sitdown. I'm your host, Megan Weaver, and today I'm here with
Kayla Blankenship,
Madeline Otero,
Andrew Zellner,
Nikolai Forsty,
and we'll be right back after this short trailer. Today we watched Popatopolis, a documentary about Jim Wynorski, who is a popular B-movie director, and it follows him filming a softcore horror film, The Witches of Breastwick, in just 3 days. So let's roll the trailer.
Jim Wynorski is an icon of B filmmaking, and quite frankly, I don't think he'll ever be equaled.
He is probably America's most serious, sublime, and cerebral independent film director.
There's gonna be nothing but hot chicks with huge tits all over the place.
They're gonna do a documentary on me, and I hate it.
He was interested in low-budget films and, what would I say, exploitation.
Love those boobs.
I played Felicia. Who was a hooker witch. He had no girlfriend, no nothing.
You know, when no chick lives here, you expect spices, you get books and videos.
It's a living. You know, it beats being a janitor.
Ladies, we're lighting for the final crap.
Maybe.
Where is that scene where they talk?
It was the roughest not sex I've ever had.
To do a low-budget movie would take 3 weeks or a month. And now apparently we're doing it in 3 days.
This is a lesson for all you stupid chicks out in Hollywood.
Now, did he have to do that? Why didn't he just stick to the story?
3 days is not going to cut it, in my opinion.
We're going to crash and burn.
I mean, it's pretty and it's erotic, but I wouldn't call that a real movie.
You know, B is just one letter down from A. So it's pretty damn close.
Wow. It was an interesting documentary, to say the least. I'm sure you caught some of that from the trailer. I would like to open up the discussion to the table. There was a lot that was happening in this documentary, and we normally don't talk about documentaries on Cinema Sitdown, and so I think this is going to be an interesting discussion. So, yeah, the whole movie or documentary was about filming this whole feature-length movie in 3 days, which let's just talk about that time frame of filming an entire movie. I assume is at least over 2 hours of screen.
I think it probably, I don't know, I didn't look it up, but I imagine it's like feature length is an hour and a half at least.
Yeah. It was also what was this, 2008?
Yeah.
So I don't think 2 hour movies were really the norm then.
Okay.
I think in the docket said it was it was a 2005 movie, but it was released. The doc was released in 2008.
Yeah. Okay.
It took that long to edit.
Oh no.
Or something. I don't know. I feel like this is a movie about hubris. I'm just gonna straight up say it's just that's. I feel like that's the thesis of it is why would you want to ever put that on yourself to make a feature-length movie in 3 days, especially with Jim Wynorski doing it?
I think it just watching it was just so stressful because we've done some stressful movies before, but nothing on this level of stressful.
Not 3 days for a feature.
Let's see. We've done a 48-hour film festival.
Multiple.
I have not yet.
Even a 48-hour film festival, which is 2 days and much shorter. Short film, 48 hours, not expected to come out that well, was the most stressful thing I think I've done. Close to it, at least. And I can't imagine having to put a full-length film in that 48-hour film festival was 5 minutes. Yeah. It took us the entire weekend.
I developed a taste for coffee, though.
Honestly, though, it was just especially the beginning, very relatable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just one camera guy and one sound mixer, director. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I get that. I understand that. How much equipment can we actually lug around, you know?
Mm-hmm. We go from, what was it? It was like
7,
5.
It was like 12 rolls.
It was a
No,
bunch
I
of
think it
lights.
was at least. I think it was.
I was talking about the lights, yeah, because
Oh.
there's that bit where it has like little sound effects that they each pop in, and then it's like, boop, boop, and it's just the two.
And it's fast flashlights.
Yeah, and flashlights.
Oh
You
my
can't forget the
goodness.
flashlights.
That part was relatable from like a film like student perspective of like, yes, we only have 2 people on this set and they're doing everything.
And we will get it done in 3
we will
days.
get it done in 3 days.
We're gonna hate the entire experience, but we will do it.
Yeah, so that part definitely I felt was relatable to my experience with filmmaking. I think one of the so while this movie documentary is an interesting, I don't know, it is very interesting because while we're supposed to hate Jim Wynorski, like I think that is the conclusion we come to. But
Almost certainly.
The people giving interviews always be like, but he's such a good guy at the same time. So I think that there's that element to it, and I don't really want to focus on that unless we want to.
I mean, I have one little bit I could say.
Okay, yeah, go.
I could tell from the second that we cut out of black and he was on the phone talking, I was like, I am not going to like this guy.
Yeah,
he had barely said anything. He hadn't even been he hadn't even made fun of the actors yet. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna like this guy.
He has a look to him.
Yeah, it's a look. It's the look.
Yeah, so throughout this documentary, Jim Wynorski is like blatantly disrespectful to his actresses, mostly.
To everyone on his set?
Mostly
his actresses.
Mostly the actresses, but really anyone who is around him. And I knew that was like a big part of it, but I really wanted to focus on like the like side part they had that like felt like what the documentary was about was like this like downfall and like regression we were seeing in these like B movies. Is that how popular they used to be and how like important they are to the film industry to not have big Hollywood budget movies, which now seems like is everything the norm. We don't see as many of these B movies or bad movies out anymore. And I think that was a big part of the movie that I got from it, was that no one's really making these type of movies anymore.
I feel like you can even see that like whenever they show his own filmography, like comparing. I guess we didn't see this entire one, the one that he was making for this one in this film, but like just like the clips of the other ones, there's like clearly so much more effort into it. Again, like comparing like. Granted, he had to make this one in 3 days.
He didn't have to.
I guess that's true. That's true. He didn't have to.
Choice.
It was his choice to do it. He had to.
Yes.
He had to. Do it in 3 days, but like just comparing, like even like comparing like the works is like there's such a clear difference between like Chopping Mall and like these other ones that he and like the Gargoyle one where it's like I can see the vision here of like why you would want to do this to this one where it's just like. Okay, I guess you can do that. I guess I see it, but again, I guess that's working within the 3-day restriction that he forcibly forced upon himself.
Like the other ones we saw in like the, what is it, filmography you said?
Yeah.
Like, they all had like some pretty actually decent effects, the people's heads exploding, or practical effects, or like even
the
honestly,
puppets and the dinosaur.
Yeah, and like also props to Jim's editor.
Yeah.
Like in some cases, it was just like, you're doing a pretty good job actually. And then this one, the most we got was when the witches died. They just
phase out.
It's like that's a kind of a dated effect, but one you would expect not in a movie from 2005, maybe from 110 or even 20 years prior.
And I wonder if that like the use of that, even that like at the end where we see the climax, is almost like a metaphor for B movies as a whole, just like sort of fading out and not going out in this big bombastic explosion, but just sort of like petering out. I wonder if that's an intentional editing choice there.
I don't think it was intentional, but I like
the way you're thinking.
I like it.
Even if it wasn't intentional, it thematically works though.
Yes.
I don't think anything Jim does is super deep.
I more so meant for this movie, not the actual, not Jim's movie. I'm not talking about Jim's movie at all. I'm talking about for the documentary.
I see.
Oh, yeah.
And in that same vein of the B movies no longer being around or seeing like less effort being put into them, a lot of the like the actresses that were interviewed commented the fact that it was like falling like further and further into more sexploitation than to just like bad movies and like low budget films, and that they were gradually becoming more X-rated, really, and how a lot of more independent actresses were dropping out and not wanting to be a part of these, and so these new type of B movies were having to hire adult actresses and like sex workers as their actresses.
Yeah, and again, it's just like talking about like I guess the downfall of B movies. I feel like it's like very unfortunate that like that sort of thing happened, because again, I can see the passion and like the want to make something cool in like the other ones, whereas it's like I don't feel it in this one.
Yeah.
And especially in comparison.
I mean, you could even tell the difference in the titles alone.
Yeah.
Just
it's true. I mean, like Chopping Mall is like
that's
banger
fun.
title.
That's so fun.
Good. It's simple.
Funny.
It's to the point.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. It's like, yeah, I'd pick that up off the shelf at Blockbuster and I'd watch that. And I'd probably have a good time watching it. But then, like, this one was called?
This one was called The Witches of Breastwick.
And it's like
it is a little funny.
It's kind of funny, but it's but it's like, I don't know. It feels like a microcosm of the whole conceit
just
of the
like
movie.
just like it just is like the from going to film like a funny like pun about a shopping mall to chopping mall where there's murder robots
where there's
to basically it is as the description I read earlier, and I got most of it off of Google. It's a softcore horror film. It's not even like a bad film.
No.
It is just a sexploitation film.
Yeah.
And it's really sad that the B movies are kind of going away, because it's like, how are people supposed to progress?
Yes.
How are you supposed to go from a C to an A?
Yes.
If there's no middle ground, you can't just overnight become the next big thing. There has to be steps.
Because I mean, B movies are lower budget, but they're still hundreds of thousands of dollars. Are not low budget.
$100,000
yes, like that.
Movie. That's a lot of money.
But it's like a big difference between obviously like a Hollywood million and millions of dollars to a B movie. But B movies are still a lot of money that goes into them, and I feel like they're really helpful for like independent filmmakers and independent like there's like a big industry of people who like independent films and make independent films, and I think we're not seeing that as much anymore, which is quite unfortunate.
Yeah. I feel like that's even like represented by like just like the other two, because they only really have like two other B film directors. They have Roger Corman in there, who's like the big famous one that's famous for B movies as a whole, and then
what? Jim isn't famous enough for it? He got a whole documentary.
I don't want to talk about Jim as a person.
Well, that's my next point on the list.
We'll talk about it. We'll get to Jim.
All right, we will get to Jim.
But yeah, they have like Roger Corman and then the other, I forget the other guy's name, and I feel bad about it.
Yeah,
but
I'm not sure.
he died soon, like during the production of this.
Andy.
I don't remember.
No, it's one of the other older gentlemen, and I don't remember his name.
I don't remember who it was.
Because I didn't recognize it. Because I recognize Roger Corman because he's like a famous / infamous director in a lot of ways. But yeah, I think it's interesting. We have those two, and they praise Jim.
They sure did.
Everyone
did.
This movie praises Jim.
I think. I say that does lead into my next point of like everyone in the movie was like, God, I hate that man, but he's so good at what he does.
Yeah.
And I think.
And he can be nice sometimes.
He's like, you can be nice to some like people, and then when you really get him mad, he really goes off on you. It's like, oh, okay.
And I feel like that just goes back to what the other part of the downfall of B movies into leading, I don't know what the word is, beeline straight into sexploitation film goes into the exploitation of women, and if you are a low budget, an independent like actress, you're not going to get into like the Hollywood scene. You feel like this is all you have, and that you have to be here, you have to be in this movie, even if it's not your thing, or if it is.
Even if it's very exploitative.
It is exploitative towards you, and I feel like that's what I got from a lot of the actresses in the movie when they were giving like their testimonials of like, well, I worked with Jim before and I don't really like it, but here I am. And it just was like, why are you here? And then I was like, oh, because he's the one hiring you, and there's no one else hiring you.
Yeah.
And this is the movie he's making, so you have to be in it.
And I really don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that the only opportunity a lot of these women had was working with Jim Wynorski.
Yeah.
Because he is an awful person.
Yeah.
Based on everything I've seen in this movie.
And even another like piece of like the documentary that I got as like part of like, I don't know, the thesis is that Jim Wynorski used to be better and that he used to be a better director. Like one of the actresses was talking of like, well, when I worked with Jim before, like back in the day, like he would be a good director. He would take us aside. He would talk to us. He would sit us down. And this one, it just seems like he's lost kind of that idea of like what it means to be a good director and just instead of just make a film.
Yeah. I was gonna say again, going back to like that sort of idea of hubris. He making a movie in 3 days, but then also like he thinks so highly of himself in this. And I think that's primarily why he thought he could make it in 3 days. Because he's like, oh yeah, I've done 60 different movies. I can do it in 3 days. I don't need to worry about this. I'm right. Everyone else is wrong. And I feel like you really there's the one scene that goes on for so long.
Oh
Where
my God,
the
it's
one dialogue
horrible.
scene.
Yeah.
Where she has to keep saying it's like, oh, the tow service. No, the tow truck. The tow truck. It's like
It's not the tow service.
it doesn't matter, man. You're.
Yeah, and it was.
This might be a personal thing, but like.
No,
it's
I
like,
think that was just like a very I think while that scene was very uncomfortable to watch, I can understand why they left the whole thing in there because it really shows
it makes sense.
Like what a
it.
kind of director Jim Wynorski is, and it really shows like the condition of the set.
Yeah. Like, not to mention near the beginning earlier on too, like. They weren't rolling because he didn't say
no, he didn't
roll.
Say.
He just said go.
And yeah, both the camera and audio were like,
like
oh,
wait,
you
we
meant
were rolling?
to use
what?
a
roll?
Yeah.
And it's like that's not.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's just him just being like, oh, they know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
They know what's going on.
That was like a big part of it too. Like Jimmy, like all the people were talking
everybody
about.
to read his mind.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I don't. Also, a side nitpick, he didn't use a slate, like a clapboard.
No.
How are they gonna edit it?
How are they gonna sync the audio
that
in the
poor
video?
editor.
That poor editor. Although the editor of the documentary itself was really good. I like the editing of it. The like juxtaposition of the like
he did his thing.
Yes. Yeah. The editor was very good of cutting between like for like comedy moments of like Jim always says this, and then we cut to Jim saying this. And,
that was
stuff like that was always.
Yeah.
The editing was really good in the documentary, and I think it was really effective.
Yeah. Not to mention whoever like was in charge of sound for the documentary, keeping like you called it the bumbling idiot music.
Bumbling idiot
like,
music.
No, it's just like going the entire movie. It's like.
Perfect.
I'm glad the documentary also hates Jim Wynorski
as
much as I do.
I think that's what they were going for.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's definitely.
If this was meant to be a flattering piece, it failed miserably.
Yes, they would have to work a lot harder to make it better.
To make him look good, because he does not.
I'm curious, did he know it was going to come out this way? Like, did he sign up for this?
I guess
like,
obviously he signed up for it.
But like he didn't even try.
Did he know, or did he just not care?
He
probably didn't care.
He seems like the type who's like the any publicity is good publicity.
No, definitely.
That's what
I think that is
was.
just all B-movie films and all exploitation films as a genre. Any
if you gotta get it, you gotta get somewhere.
You gotta get the bag, right?
Any press is good press because people are watching my weird movie.
My weird movie.
And like I'd be completely wrong. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't at least a little curious to watch some of these, but then I think about everything else we watch. I'm like, no, I don't think
I don't want to think. I don't want to think about the things that women had to go through on the set.
Yeah, that's because I do like a lot of like the quote unquote like bad films or
I've watched all 6 Sharknadoes. I love bad films.
Yeah, I think they're fun. I think there is a reason why they're a popular genre.
Yeah.
They're fun. But then you see movies or documentaries like this of like, oh right, the set conditions were probably terrible. And while the movie is like funny to like poke fun at and like watch, you just like have to like think about, oh, they didn't do anything for these people on set. They were just having a bad time the whole time and were probably being harassed.
But it's fine. He's nice sometimes. We joke around.
But like we didn't see when he was nice. We never saw.
We did not see when he was nice.
We saw a couple times.
When he talked to his mom one time.
Oh,
when he talked to his mom.
And then there was a couple times, like when Julie was talking about his treatment towards her.
Yeah.
Where they did show majority of him being not a pleasant person, but there were a couple of times where he was being very. They had a connection.
Yeah, right. And I feel like they try to like use that as like, oh, but he's a good person, he just doesn't mean to be mean. But like I feel like even if you're nice a little bit and bad, like mean, like majority of the time, it doesn't really balance out. It doesn't. A little bit of good does not outweigh
that. No. The mountain of evil.
Yeah. I felt bad for the audio guy. Like he has to work
my favorite person in this whole entire documentary.
When they were sitting around like listening to Jim read out what they're gonna do for day one, his face is like, I have to listen to all of this, and that's only just day one.
Yeah. You could see the life drain out of his face as he realizes the scope of the project that he's getting into.
Put some respect on Langston Ball.
He's great.
Yeah.
I'm
sure that was rough.
That he was involved in
it's just bad. I feel awful for him.
Yeah. No, he was my favorite part. Langston Ball, which was the audio.
Langston Ball.
Sound mixer.
He held the sound mixer, and he was also doing.
Yeah,
he was the only sound.
He was the sound guy.
He was credited as sound mixer.
Yeah.
He probably. They didn't say how long their film days were, but he probably held that boom pole for 20 hours.
And you see he was doing like a one-handed.
Yeah, he was like on his
that's
head.
impressive.
Yeah, he was doing some fancy moves with it. Yeah. So I liked Langston Ball.
Yeah, he was great.
I liked the interview. They interviewed Jim's mom, and that was just like a cute thing. I don't think she really understood what the documentary was. She was like, "Well, this is my kitchen."
But it was a really cute little interview.
It was sweet. It was sweet.
Cute.
Yeah.
It was a nice break.
And I liked her talking about again going back to Chopping Mall. It's like, oh yeah, I liked it with the robots. I didn't really understand why there's the nudity scene though.
Yeah.
And it's like And I was with her. I was like, yeah. Why do you need a nudity scene in a movie called Chopping Mall with robots killing people? Like, come on, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
So
all right.
Shout out Jim's mom.
Yes, shout out Jim's mom.
Yeah,
there was a big goose. There's a big decorative. There's a big decorative goose on the dining room table.
The goose. I wanted that goose
Me
so
too.
bad. I think the only time I felt true joy was that first shot where you could just see his head taking up a majority of
a huge chunk of the frame with the one actor.
If you wanted to focus on the actor, you could have moved the camera slightly to the left. But no, that goose was there. I'm like, I think they like that goose more than the actor. I want to know where I can get that goose.
Yeah, I liked the big goose. One of the interviews had her dog in the background. We liked the big goose, we liked the dog, and we liked Jim's mom.
Yep.
So we're running out of time here, so we're gonna go around and you guys are gonna say a rating 1 to 10, and not about Jim as a person, as just the documentary.
This is the movie.
Independently, outside just how the documentary went. 1 to 10, and then like a brief give us a brief thought process here. I can go first if you guys want me.
Yes.
to.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think as a documentary, I think it was pretty decent and well made. Like I said, the editing was good, the filmmaking was good, the story was good. I would say probably a 7.5 out of 10 as just objective filmmaker standpoint of how the documentary was made.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, you really caught me because I was about to give it a low score, but then you got me thinking, and you're right.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good documentary, and I do really love documentaries, and I feel like the storytelling was really good, so I think I would have to give it a 6, 7.
See, I'm not afraid to give it a lower-ish score. I've always kind of appraised these sort of things on the show based on how likely I am to seek it out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest, if I wasn't here today, I probably would have never, first of all, heard of this, but also never sought it out to watch based on the picture alone. Let's be real.
Yeah.
It's getting a 5. It would have been a 4, but I love the goose too much.
The goose was good.
The
goose was a big moment.
So we're gonna go 5.
All right, over here.
Yeah, I think I'm in a similar boat where I would have given it a lower score before the conversation, but after talking about it a little bit, I think I'm at that 7 level.
Mm-hmm.
I think a 7 for again, think about just the documentary itself. Yes. I think it is a good documentary. It does its job well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm feeling the 7.
All right, Nikolai.
I'm also feeling the 7.
7. All right.
So.
There we go.
All right, so despite not liking the content, we came out pretty high on ratings. So thank you guys for watching Cinema Sit Down. I've been Megan, and I've been here with
Kayla,
Madeline,
Andrew,
Nikolai,
and we'll see you next time.